Hey guys, Bill coming back at you again with another video. Today's just going to be a quick update on all of the plants that we have going right now. So let's get started. Alright, so first off, let's check out this Island Sweet Skunk in the hydroponic system. Alright guys, here in the Mars Hydro 5x5. I know somebody will mention that spider's web there, so I better wipe that off. Here we are growing under the Mars Hydro FC6500 Evo, along with the Add Light supplemental grow lights. Here we have the first Island Sweet Skunk. Now this one, take a look at this, guys. You got to step all the way back here to get that in the picture. Didn't quite fill out the 5x5 like I was hoping, which I'm pretty sure we would have if we hadn't had that hose blockage at the beginning of flower. But even still, check out the size of these colas. They're doing fantastic. Look at this. I can't get my hand around that at all, and it's even thicker a little bit down below there. But all of these ones, they're just massive buds. Now this is a sativa hybrid, so it still has a few weeks to go, unfortunately, which is why I don't grow a lot of sativas on my channel, because they just take so long. Now the thing is, where it takes so long, there's weeks at a time where there's really nothing to do but just let it grow. And that's where we're at right now. There's really not a whole lot we can do. We could come in here and possibly take out, maybe a few leaves that are kind of blocking bud sites. We could do that, but since it has another probably 3 weeks or so, I don't want to take off any more leaves than I need to, and there's really not a lot anyway. We haven't trained this too much at all, and it's grown pretty well on its own without much interference. One thing I did notice with this, along with the other one, but kind of expected it, is you can see at the very tops here, starting to foxtail just a little bit on some of these tops. Now we do have some bleaching up here, which last week we raised the lights up, and that hasn't progressed any, so that's fine. But even the mother plant that I got these clones from, that foxtailed all over as well. So I kind of expected this one too, and not really something I desire in a plant, but sativas are more apt to do that than indicas, and I believe this is just genetics. Like I said, the mother plant did that all over as well, and we'll see in a couple of minutes here that the organic one is doing that too. So this one's being grown in the Aircube ebb and flow grow system with a modified pot, and since we fixed that plug in the hose there, it's been growing fantastic. We just have it set there to turn on 6 times a day, and that will flood that pot down there. Let it set for 15 minutes. Actually, no, I think I have it up to half an hour now. So 6 times a day for half an hour. It'll fill that pot, it'll sit for half an hour, and then drain it right back out. As it drains, it pulls oxygen down into the root zone, and yeah, it works wonderfully. If anybody is interested in the Aircube ebb and flow grow system, check out the links I have down below. I do have a link for growace.com, and they're the ones that were good enough to send me this unit out to try. This is my 3rd or 4th run with it. It works so good and so easy. So feel free to check out growace.com, and if you use my code BWARD, you'll save 5% on any of the Aircube ebb and flow grow systems. Now, before we head in to see the Island Sweet Skunk in the organics, while we're at it, let's give a shout out to Mars Hydro. Pretty much all the equipment I use is from Mars Hydro, whether it's lights, tents, oscillating fans, exhaust fans, heat match drip systems, DWC buckets, you name it, they have it. And there's also links for Mars Hydro down below. And again, code BWARD will save you a little bit at checkout, and that also helps the channel, so I really appreciate that. Alright, let's go in and check out the other Island Sweet Skunk and see if we have to do anything to that one today. Alright, in the Mars Hydro 4x4, under the Mars Hydro FC4800 Evo and the Add Lights as well, we have the organic Island Sweet Skunk. Now, both of these are 7 weeks into flower, but this one only had 3 weeks of veg. The other one was, I believe, 6 weeks in veg, so quite a bit of difference there. This one's doing fantastic. It's growing really well, and it's growing organically. We're using the Earthbox grow system down there. Another easy way to grow if you just don't have a lot of time to spend on maintenance. This one here, you top dress, you put your nutrients on top when you start, and that's good for a month or so, and just water it every day through that tube till it comes out the drain hole down there, and then just top dress it once every few weeks, once a month or something like that, and boom, you got yourself a great grow. As you can see here, see this one, he's foxtailing as well over here. And again, there's nothing much I can do about that. The par is probably a little bit higher in here because I just don't have the room to take it up much more than where it is. And this one we just let grow pretty natural. We didn't do a whole lot besides a little lollipop down below. And yeah, super easy grow, really good, nice and smelly. These both are really sticky. And let's get a close up here. Let's get a close-up of the main top here. See if we can see all these trichomes. Beautiful. Beautiful sugar-coated goodness. Again, not much to do in here with this long flowering stage. There's going to be weeks where there's really nothing to do but just wait and watch it grow. So we'll have to check back in next week to see how they're making out, and during the last couple of weeks, we'll probably do a little bit more defoliation, just open things up a bit. But for now, we're just going to let it go. All right, let's check out the seedlings that we dropped last week. All right, so here's what we got out of the Granddaddy Purple Autos that we dropped last week. We dropped 10, and we got 8. Now, they came up at different times. There's a few days in between some of them. This one here is still really quite small, this one, but it still looks healthy, so we'll see how that goes. Still not sure where we're going to grow them and what method we're going to use, but I am waiting on some new equipment that should be in this week, and that might help me make my decision. But we will know for sure for the next video what we're going to be doing with these. Again, they're at a stage where there's nothing we can do. They're too early to transplant, so we're just going to let them go for another week, and at that point, most, if not all, should be ready to be transplanted, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, really not a whole lot new to talk about this week. Sometimes in your grow, the best thing to do is just let them go. Just let them go and grow on their own, and there's really not a lot to do during certain stages. So that's where we're at. Next week, we should be able to transplant those autos into their final pots and get that grow going. So I'm really looking forward to that. Be sure to come back next week. We're going to check, see how everything's going, see if maybe we should start maybe doing a little defoliation starting next week. There'll be 8 weeks next week. Still a little ways to go, but we'll check it out anyway. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy growing.